Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Just gonna see if a couple more jump on before I start.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Excuse me. Why don't we get started since I'm on a limited time?
Sounds good.
I have it recording for anyone else.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll try to keep my eye on if anyone else pops in late.
Okay, great.
But otherwise, we can get started with our morning practice. Just finding any comfortable position to begin with. Maybe letting out a big sigh. It feels like you could release one. I always feel like after I get the kids out the door, I just need a big, okay, my turn. Let's start. So from there, we can close our eyes or just soften our gaze. Start to turn our awareness to our breath. Taking some nice long inhales through the nose. Feeling that belly expand. Nice long exhale through the nose or the mouth. Whichever feels more natural for you this morning. Just riding that wave, that breath for a few moments. Maybe starting to feel the shoulders soften. The sit bones grounding. The skin of the face softening. Maybe this morning we set an intention for our practice, maybe for our day. Can be something really simple, just a couple words. Something that as we begin to move and as we carry on with our day, we can come back to when we need to refocus and to recenter ourselves. And we'll start by just drawing the hands together at the heart, maybe dropping the chin down towards the chest, lengthening to the back of the neck. And then we'll raise our head and just a gentle tilt up towards the ceiling. Maybe taking those hands and just starting to run them down, those muscles down the front of the neck. And then attach to the jaw. Just giving a little love to both sides. Oh, I put some essential oils on behind my ear this morning, so now I'm getting a nice oily massage. Just working through those scalenes. Good. And then releasing. We can bring our hands to our knees and we'll start our soupy grind. Connecting our breath with our movement. Maybe changing directions when you're ready. After one last nice big rotation, we'll arrive back to center and we'll draw the hands back together. And we're just going to inhale and the hands are going to, oh, somebody's here. Sorry, Karen is going to lock them in. So we're just going to take the hands and we're going to slide them beside the ears. They're going to meet up behind the head. And then they're going to come all the way up overhead. And then we're going to press away. We're going to come right back to center. And inhale, they slide. And they meet up and all the way up overhead. And we'll do that 2 more times, just at your own pace. Inhaling, finding that length. Exhaling, bringing the arms down. 1 more time. And when they come down this time, send them all the way in behind. We'll interlace the fingers. We'll draw the knuckles down. Stretch open that chest and heart space. Perfect. We'll release. We're going to bring the right hand or fingertips down to the mat, tucking the elbow in and just taking the left all the way over. And if you feel like you start to round here, it's really natural for us to do. Just think about lifting the heart back up so we open back up. And switching sides. Same thing, if you have the tendency to round forward and drop that shoulder, just think about opening it back up. And then we'll just float from side to side. Make it your own, moving at whatever pace, playing with the hands maybe in the wrists, enjoying that opening up of the side body. Perfect. We'll arrive back through center. We'll bring the hands in behind and we'll let the feet come out in front. We'll find a gentle sway of the legs, waking them up. We'll move into a twist. So just dropping the knees to either side, turning the head the opposite way. And switching sides when you're ready. Beautiful, back through center. I'm just gonna move out my pillow. We're gonna come into a V-sit or a straddle sit. Taking the legs just out as wide as is comfortable for you. My tea again. We're gonna come and sit really tall. So sometimes I like to come up onto the fingertips. It just gives me the sense of growing really tall through the spine. So growing up through the crown of the head and rooting down through the bottom. Engaging the legs, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Some strengthening here for our posture. And then we'll just begin to walk the fingers out in front. And you may stay on your fingertips here, or you may find that you want to melt down to palms or forearms. We're just breathing into the legs, trying to release as much as we can. And as we come up just slightly, we're going to take the left hand through the center, and we're going to peel the right hand across the chest and send it all the way up and back. And we're going to thread the needle. The palm of the hand comes up, and we're just following our fingertips as we slide right underneath, resting the hand across the opposite thigh. On your next inhale, we'll open it up again. And we'll thread the needle. Beautiful, releasing from that. The right hand's gonna replace the left, and we'll peel that left arm all the way up and back. Thread the needle, following the fingers with our gaze, sending it all the way across the body. And then one more time, taking it all the way up and back. And threading the needle one last time. And we'll release. We'll come back through center. We'll come all the way back up. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, sending the elbows to the thighs, and just guiding the legs down, releasing the head and the neck. Closing the eyes. Finding your breath. Slowly peeling up the heart all the way up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Releasing back through center and sending those legs out in front if they need a little shake, a little forward fold. And we're going to move on to all fours. So swing the legs around. Come up to our table. We're going to come into side cow this morning. So as we take the head over one shoulder, then the other, just going to gently bump the hips. Like we're trying to look back to see a tail. So we're just slightly shifting the hips. Again, this is a nice opener for that space between the hips and the ribs. If you're feeling any tension in the head or the neck or a headache or anything like that, add some weight or some movement to the head as you sway, so to let it be really heavy. Letting the crown of the head face the mat. Just try to release any tension that you're carrying. And then come back to neutral, come back to center. And we're just going to start to walk our hands back towards our knees. And mindfully, we're going to walk ourselves all the way up into high knees. Kind of lost me on the camera, but we won't be here long. We're just going to really cradle that low back. So really spreading your hands and just cradling that space. As you take a back bend, listening to your body as to how far you go. Beautiful. Big toes come together, knees. You go nice and wide, and we'll counter that back bend with our child's pose, melting down to the mat. And bringing the forehead down to the mat if it can, or stacking your fists if that feels better. If your forehead has found its way all the way down to the mat, maybe just a gentle rock back and forth, giving the brow and the forehead a little massage. And then slowly we'll walk ourselves all the way back up. And I want you to send your pinkies to the edges of your yoga mat. So you have a nice wide base, and our fingers and our hands are nice and spread. We're going to come up into our down dog. We're going to curl the toes under. We're going to press the hips up and back. We'll paddle it out. And we'll find some stillness here. On through the fingertips, pressing through the heels. We're going to root down through that left foot as we just gently pick up the right. It doesn't have to be high, just coming into a gentle three-legged dog. And then we're going to start to shift the weight forward, drawing that knee in with us. And coming into pigeon, letting that right knee come down to the mat, sending that left leg back, sinking into your hip flexor. And to start, we're just going to open up through the heart, come up into this king pigeon or happy pigeon. Breathing here. And then we'll start to melt forward to a lazy pigeon, coming down onto forearms if they're available, maybe stacking fists, maybe melting all the way down to your mat. Breathing in your hips or anywhere else that you feel like could use a little assistance to let go. Where are you holding? Where could you send your breath to? When you feel ready, we'll bring the palms back to the mat. And we'll curl the toes on that left foot so we can press ourselves up. Slide that right leg back. Find your down dog. Maybe it feels good to take it for another pedal. And then planting with the right foot this time and just gently raising that left. We'll shift the weight forward, bringing the left knee up with us as we again slide back in pigeon for a few breaths. And then gently starting to melt forward in whatever version feels good for you. And remembering that one side may feel better or different or worse than the other. So just listening to what your body's telling you. Sending your breath again wherever you need some extra attention. And then when you're ready, returning the palms to the mat and curling the toe on that right foot, pressing up. Coming back to down dog one more time. Just pedaling it out here. And we'll just start to shift forward. We'll drop the knees. We'll cross at the ankles. We'll come up off the wrists. down onto a seat, and then scooching forward so we can come down onto our backs. We're going to walk the heels in towards our seat. We're going to bring our palms down at our side. We're going to keep the head and neck nice and straight as we squeeze the inner thighs together and lift the hips up into our bridge pose. And breathing here. Strengthening, squeezing. And then slowly lowering our bridge one vertebrae at a time. Maybe enjoying a little massage as you gently lower the back, the low back, and then the hips. We'll bring both knees in, wrap the hands around the shins or the backs of the legs. And we'll start to draw a circle on the low back. Just imagining we're imprinting a circle onto our yoga mat. Maybe an oval is more accurate. And then changing directions, tracing the circle the other way. Good. Releasing the feet back down, releasing the palms back down at our sides, walking the heels in again, squeezing the inner thighs together, lift. Keep breathing as you hold the body. And then lowering down nice and slow. And this time, lengthening through that left leg, drawing just the right knee in, and pointing that right knee to the right shoulder. Perfect. As you release that leg, send the interlaced hands the opposite direction. So just a full body lengthening here. And then bring the left in. Bring the arms back down. Squeeze that left knee towards the left shoulder. And again, releasing as you lengthen, sending the arms overhead, pointing both toes, both feet, full body stretch. And then releasing for one more bridge. We're going to set up for. So if this one you would like to take it a step further, we're going to bring the hands underneath the seat as an option. So again, as we lift the hips up as high as we can, this time, if you'd like to try, we'll just interlace the fingers underneath and we'll roll the shoulders underneath the chest, squeezing the inner thighs together. Nice big opening, the heart. Breathing. And to come out, releasing the hands, unraveling or unrolling the shoulders, lowering the hips. Bringing both knees in, grabbing the shins, and peeling the nose or the forehead up towards the kneecaps. And then nice and gently letting that head come back, bringing the feet down to your mat, finding a little sway of the legs from side to side. Releasing any tension in the hips, the back. And then letting the knees fall to one side, rolling right over onto your side, pressing yourself all the way back up. Come back to a seated position, cross-legged seat if that's comfortable for you. We're going to bring our hands to our knees. And we're just going to move into a nice seated cat-cow. Inhaling on one of the postures and exhaling on the other. Doing whichever way feels most natural for you. And we'll arrive back through center after your last cat-cow. We're gonna just take that right arm across the chest. So if you're looking at the camera, you can see as I started, you could see my right shoulder creep up. So if yours did the same, think about drawing that shoulder back down. We're gonna look away from the hands. We're gonna circle the right wrist. Good. Head comes back to center, release the right. Take the left across, notice what that left shoulder wants to do. Soften it back down. Turn the head away from the hands. Circle the left wrist. Good. Releasing back through center. Just checking my time. All righty, we're almost there. So we're gonna finish off with cow legs if you'd like to do them. So you can sit cross-legged if you don't, but if you wanna try cow legs, we're gonna stack the knees. So we're gonna try to sit as evenly as we can on the bottom. We're gonna stack the knees. You can bring your hands down to your sides. You can bring them to your heart, wherever. You can close the eyes. Again, if this is not comfortable for you, then just a cross-legged seat or a half lotus. We're going to bring the thumbs gently to the breastbone. Just going to find some stillness here to finish off. Bringing our awareness back to our breath. Maybe bringing our awareness back to the intention we set for ourselves at the beginning of class. I want to make sure we have time to switch up the legs before we sign off. So if you have chosen your cow legs and you want to swap them out to the other side, or even if you're sitting cross-legged, switch it to the unnatural way. So opposite of how you would naturally come into a cross-legged seat, just switching it up. Once you have arrived again, draw that prayer pose back to the heart, resting the thumbs gently on the breastbone. Take this time again just to be grateful, to be proud of yourself for taking this time out of your day to look after you. Breathe and to move. And I say to you all, whether you're here live this morning or catching the recording, I say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be whole. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Feel free to just slide right into a Shavasana. Take any extra time you need this morning. Thank you for coming. And again, if anyone wants the replays, they're going to be posted unlisted on YouTube, so I can always send you them to redo even if you want to do the practice a couple times. All right, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful week.